We have just entered a new era of finance. Cardano is officially unlocked. The ecosystem is about to flourish. Decentralized applications will be launched. Lives will be changed. Cardano, if you didn't know, has launched smart contracts and it went smooth. It actually worked. Now, it's just a question of how big can Cardano get? It's already number 3 by market cap size. It's literally already 3 by market cap size without a smart contract solution. Imagine with this new ecosystem that's about to flourish. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what's in store for Cardano in the future. Also, I'm going to go over some Bitcoin news, some cryptocurrency news, and I'm going to talk about how the launch went. Keep watching. Hey guys, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to update you really quickly. There are hundreds of people impersonating me. They have made a business model out of it. These guys are making new accounts at will. They will copy my posts. They will copy my avatar. They are going to copy and paste everything about my life to convince you that they are me. You guys know the only thing I sell is the fundamentalsecrets.com, my digital course. So if you apply there, then yes, somebody will reach out. Other than that, guys, it's a scammer. Don't let them take your money. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Cardano, okay? What's in store in the future and how is it going to work out, for the price, as well as towards the end of the video, I'm going to tell you guys exactly the price point at which I'm going to buy more ADA. You know from my previous videos that I did not sell any and I'm treating it as an investor, but I will dollar cost average. And I will tell you the exact price range in which I'm going to start doing that before it happens so you guys know ahead of time exactly my plays. If you appreciate this content, do us both a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course, share it with a best friend. I talk about cryptocurrency entrepreneurship, and my proposition on this channel is the fact that I keep everything honest, true, and with integrity. I do not accept sponsorships by any coin, which allows me to have unbiased research, and I do everything myself. Raw, uncut, my own research. Nobody's doing it for me. So if you appreciate that, again, like the video and share it with somebody. Let's jump into the actual topic of discussion. First thing first, go follow me on Twitter. I'm doing a poll right now. And basically the poll is trying to figure out which layer 1 or smart contract platform I should do a deep dive into next. If you're just getting started on my channel, I basically went through every single decentralized application on Cardano in extreme detail, and I compared and contrasted every single variable with fundamental analysis to find out, the undervalued projects to invest in. So now what I want to do is I want to do this with multiple ecosystems. So go vote on my Twitter, go to my Twitter, vote on both of them because I have 2 different polls. They only allow 4 per poll. So go vote on exactly which layer 1 I should dive into next, okay? And when I do it, I do it. And I do every single project. So I want to be sure that you guys are interested before I start on this journey. And I might pick 2 of them. I'm thinking about, to be honest, Polkadot and maybe Avalanche or Phantom, one of the two or 3. And I'm going to go into it again in extreme detail. I will literally research every single coin right in front of your face, give you a grade. So there's no gray areas. There's no what ifs. There's no, YouTuber pumps coin because he gets paid by a sponsor. No, I'm going to compare and contrast. Some of them will be destroyed. Some of the coins will literally be destroyed. I will, I don't care what they think of me, right? I'm going to give the honest truth. And then some of them will be glorified. And again, we'll talk about every single coin in that ecosystem. So go now, please do me a favor. Go to Twitter. Go to Twitter and vote, okay? So if we look at the total market capitalization, you can see we have a small dump here. It's definitely looking like a dead cat bounce. As you can see, we're making a lower high, a very clear lower high on the daily. And it's kind of trading sideways since we had this big sell-off right here, which I thought was manipulated. It still feels like it's manipulated. I'm going to make the case for a bullish case scenario as well as bearish. Now, the reason why you should be watching this intro, because a lot of people are like trying to skip around just getting to Cardano information, is because Cardano's price will be directly affected by Bitcoin's price. So if Bitcoin's not in a bullish trend, I do not see Cardano going up in price. So it's very important that Bitcoin in the total market is bullish for Cardano's price to surge. So we must look at the news, and that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go over the news for the first 10 or 15 minutes in the market, the most important news, not the watered down news. So if we look at Bitcoin's price, pretty much same story. We kind of topped out here. It looks like, actually one of my coaches called this, it looks like a similar fractal this exact same thing looks like it's happening out again on a smaller time frame. So yes, it looks like a dead cat bounce. Actually, my coaches both came to the conclusion, as well as our prediction model with the fundamental secrets. Yes, we have a prediction model, machine learning neural network prediction model. They've all pretty much said they're looking for about a $42,000 to $43,000 Bitcoin to analyze the market. Again, that's the level. So I drew this level out right here. We're really thinking Bitcoin's going to at least get down to there, and then we'll have to reanalyze what's going on in the market. So right now is definitely not the time to buy Cardano. It's probably the worst time to buy Cardano. We see this massive sell-off like we predicted on the channel, and we were saying right after the news event, Cardano immediately dropped what? Cardano immediately dropped 8%. It got lower, but people bought the dip. We do think it's going to probably go down a little bit more. And now again, towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact price range in which I'm going to dollar cost average. Again, it's not that serious. Like, people are going to freak out. Oh my God, you said Cardano's going to dump. Oh, it's the end of the world. No, if anything, you should want it to dump. You should want it to dump. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, get some cheaper Cardano. Why do you want to pay a premium for Cardano? See, the only reason, it's funny because like maxis, Cardano maxis, or even no matter what coin I talk about, they're gonna be like, oh, why would you want the price to go down? But like, again, I say it again. If you're a maxi on it and you really love it, wouldn't you want it to go down to accumulate more? The only reason you want it to go up is to sell it. So who's the real maxi here, right? You're trying to sell the coin. I'm trying to accumulate the coin. There's a complete difference there. You would want the price to go down so you can accumulate more. If we look at Bitcoin versus Ethereum, again, the reason why we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum is for the simple fact that we must analyze the market. This is a very interesting article here. So very, very interesting. If we look at it, in comparison to the 2017 cycle, 2018 cycle, as you can see right here, Bitcoin at 8,600 on the third halvening. This is the growth trajectory of what it could have looked like if we potentially had the same multiples as in 2017. So if Bitcoin did the same amount of X's, Bitcoin should be at $253,000 if it did the same amount of multiples. Now, we know that there's something called the Law of Diminishing Returns, and the Law of Diminishing Returns states that we're not going to have as many multiples as the market continues on. And that is definitely the case this cycle. But if we look at it right now, this is where it gets really interesting. If we, again, look at the 2017 multiples and we compare it to the bottom of the market would be around $42,000, which literally corresponds with what we just talked about. I just said that we're waiting for the price of Bitcoin to get down to 43, 42K, and that would be considered the bottom of the market. And it's very similar. So we're currently at 46,000 when they made this. Very, very interesting, right? So we could only be like halfway through the bull run. Like, that's a very likely scenario, a scenario that we've been analyzing. Like, I just don't want to hold Bitcoin through these uncertain times, right? I rather just kind of like get rid of it until we have a confirmation. And you guys know that I'm primarily off the table when it comes to cryptocurrency holdings. I do have my long-term bag always, but why would you want to hold through this? Wouldn't you want to start, going all in right around here when we have a confirmation of all-time high? That's what I'm thinking. Or wouldn't you want it to come down and then you purchase some more and see if it goes up? And if it doesn't, at least you didn't buy up here, right? People were buying up here, man. It's just ridiculous the way people think. Like, you should always be looking for a discount. You should never buy. You should literally do exact opposite what everybody else is doing. People on Twitter are freaking out buying NFTs for $1 million. You should not buy an NFT around that time. You should be buying it when nobody's interested. That is literally the point of investing. You should always get into coins when nobody's interested, right? This was literally the best time right here to buy cryptocurrency, was literally right here. And people are worried about it here. All right, don't do that. Stop doing that, right? Learn from your mistakes, right? So right now for Bitcoin, for ADA, I haven't sold my ADA bag. It's not big enough yet for me. For most of the cryptocurrencies in my portfolio, I'm out, right? And for my trading account, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to get around 42K, and then I'll analyze it again and probably jump back in. So very interesting article there. If we look at Willy Woo, this kind of explains it a little bit better too as well on the macro perspective. He basically posted a map of the Bitcoin supply distribution, and people were asking what it means. It's really interesting. So let's just go through this really quickly. I think it's definitely something we should take into consideration. So if I click right here, so basically what he's saying is Bitcoin continues to distribute coins evenly. Publicly held and retail entities continue to gain more control over the supply while whales are reducing their control. This is a good thing because the more decentralized it is, the less likely it is to dump all at once. Remember, a lot of these big downturns in the market, like with Bitcoin's price, is usually small. It's like 3 or 4 people, 3 or 4 hedge funds dumping all of their Bitcoin at the same exact time, manipulating the price. So the more decentralized the coins get, the stronger it becomes. So if we look at this right here, basically what he's saying is retail drives macro cycles. When retail stack their sats at an increased rate, like they're doing right now, it's the fundamentals saying we're in the middle of the bull run, which is kind of like matching what we've been talking about since the beginning of this video. I repeat, middle of the bull run. Traders in disbelief 2 months ago when the data was shown. If you look right here, it just looks like, the supply is being distributed. Retail is accumulating more, getting out of the hands of the, big whales, and it's becoming more powerful, which looks like a favorable opportunity for whales to just jump right back in. So very interesting. Must pay attention. In other news, El Salvador to exempt foreign investors from tax on Bitcoin profits. This will bring more people to the country. It's obvious what he's trying to do. He's trying to attract more people, just like Puerto Rico did with 0% capital gains. Very interesting stuff there. We'll see them as a case study. And if they work out in a positive way, I would not be surprised if other countries start adopting it as legal tender to benefit. He's making a power move. This is a power move. He's trying to change his country in a rapid way. So again, we'll see if this plays out in a positive way. And if it does, we will see other countries try to adopt it. If we look at Solana, this just highlights the layer 1 ecosystem. They net their first $1 million NFT sale for a degenerate ape. It's huge. Like, these NFTs are going for ridiculous amounts of money. El Salvador's biggest bank is now accepting Bitcoin's payments. We're going to see more positive news out of El Salvador on a consistent basis. So I will be reporting on that for sure. Again, like, the Ponzi scheme argument is out of the question. I remember 40 years ago, it was literally, people were saying it's a Ponzi scheme. It's like, at this point, it's like, what are you talking about? A country has accepted as legal tender. Get over it. U.S. Treasury, IRS retain cryptocurrency tax guidance as a priority. It looks like the United States are really doubling down on regulating cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, and getting their tax money. So this is a bad thing probably in the short term, but in the long run, having legal tax clarity is really important. Probably most important variable in cryptocurrency to grow. A lot of developers don't want to get in crypto because they just don't know what the rules and regulation is. They don't know the guidelines. So when we have clear guidelines, then they'll know how to navigate it, which again, highlighted by this article here, under fire from the SEC. And then we have Mark Cuban saying to go on the offensive, literally telling Coinbase to go on the offensive and sue the SEC back, or like have like some type of attack against the SEC. So very important. I'm going to be reporting on the regulation as well. It's probably the most important variable of cryptocurrency right now. So let's get into the topic of discussion here, which is Cardano. So as you can see here, 10 minutes in the Cardano SC era, we've already had 23 smart contracts on the blockchain. I'm going to be honest with you. I know they want to hype it up. This is the Cardano post Reddit. That is underwhelming. I wish it was more, to be honest with you. Like, there's so much development in Cardano, so much work on Cardano. It should have been more. They should have developed more decentralized applications. There should have been more platforms that have been ready for this. There should have been more testing. I don't know why they launched it so weak. We've seen other launches way more successful, but I do think in the future, people are going to adapt to this and this was interesting. Charles Hoskinson said, Polymarket HQ lost. They have to donate $50,000 to a charity of choice. So if you guys don't know what that is, basically Polymarket is a betting market where they bet on random things and random events. And one of the bets were, will Cardano support smart contracts mainnet on October 1st, 2021? So they lost. They have to donate. Interesting stuff there. If we look at the volume, you could see clearly what we've been talking about on this channel is literally playing out. I told you guys, and it's not here to say I said so. I just want to show people, if you do your own diligence and you think logically and not emotionally, you can definitely predict the market. And as you can see right here, September 4th, we had the highest volume. This is when Cardano's price surged, and now it's diminishing after the launch, just like we talked about. Sell the news, right? Not a lot of volume per day. Again, in the short term, it's going to probably be bad, but in the long run, we do have the ecosystem flourishing. Again, total ADA staked dropping, total percentage of ADA wallet staking dropping as well. But as you can see, there is a bright side. New ADA wallets per day is increasing. The amount of ADA wallets are increasing, and I will expect that to continue when they come out with DeFi, and maybe we get some yield on ADA with the cheap transaction fees. That would be amazing. I would want to live in a world where I can know exactly what transaction fee I'm going to spend when I send money. On Ethereum right now, it's literally a random amount that you don't know. And if the transaction fails, you lose your money. Right now, I want to get off Ethereum. I just can't because there's not enough developers on these other ecosystems. So it's kind of like a necessary evil for me right now to trade on Ethereum. That's the best chance for me to make money. So once liquidity gets injected into Cardano, we get some decentralized applications similar to Solana right now, then I will be happy and I will start jumping into Cardano. So as you can see right here, when it comes to search traffic on Google Trends, this is the amount of people searching Cardano. We're on a clear downtrend right now as we speak. and I will expect it to continue to go down. The hype is pretty much over, so it's going to be very hard. And I know I had some comments of people saying, oh, there's going to be news that's coming out towards the end of this month or whatever the case is for Cardano. I'm talking about fundamental news. I'm talking about like coming out with smart contracts, or like, something big like an incentivization model, maybe them giving $400 million to developers to come on Cardano or something like that, something like big. I'm not talking about like an event. Like no one cares about the event. I'm talking about serious fundamental news will drive the price of Cardano. And then kind of just highlighting again what I've been saying. Thousands of developers have been taking part in the Plutus Pioneer Program, learning the fundamentals of Cardano's native development framework. Scores of the projects have already started developing on Plutus and are at various stages of expertise and readiness. Hundreds of projects have been actively working on the various Cardano testnets and privately hosted solutions. Some 150 projects are developing their ideas on Cardano's Project Catalyst. I wish it was more. Innovation program, the world's largest decentralized innovation fund. In the latest round, 800 projects have applied for $4 million worth of funding, with the treasury now worth well north of $1 billion at today's value. So they do have an incentivization model. Let's see if that continues to grow. Now, they're basically just saying exactly what I said. It's still early. We have to really see the killer apps are the part that gets the Cardano adoption, because what happens with a lot of these layer ones is, like if I want to get into, for example, Solana, I got to buy the Solana token to pay for the transaction fee. So this drives the price of Solana up. So it's not really about Solana that I'm worried about. It's really about the contracts on Solana that make me the money. So Cardano needs to have projects, guys. I looked at Sunday Swap. I looked at the big three that we were talking about in our last top 3 altcoin video. None of them have working products. There's literally 0 decentralized exchanges up right now on Cardano. Like, it's not started yet. We're not there yet. This was just the event launch. Now, how quickly can they get this out, right? How quickly can they get this ecosystem out? And what I've noticed is just they're a little bit slower than other blockchains when it comes to developing. Not only that, but they're in a completely new type of model, the extended UTXO model. Not only that, but like it looks like there's like a short downturn in the market. So in general, it doesn't look too good in the short term for Cardano, in my personal, honest opinion. And people are going to hate me, but I really don't care. All right, so let's see the price level. It's very obvious. We have an order block here, right? There's so many different ways we can explain this. I can get super deep on the technical analysis, but I choose not to, because a simple strategy is a more elegant strategy. From a simple perspective, I will be buying in this purple area here, okay? It's for this factor right here. We had this resistance here, made support. Anywhere in this price range, I'll be comfortable with buying. Maybe the realistic price range to buy is a little bit above $2, maybe around $2.10 would be a good price point for me to start buying back into Cardano. I definitely expect it to come down to that range. And if it doesn't matter, because I already have Cardano. I have a good bag, and I'm not going to get greedy in general. And it's for obvious reasons. We have the all-time high here. It looks like we're making some support on all-time highs, so that's a good thing, to be honest with you. I'm just not comfortable with buying around these ranges until I see this market play out a little bit more, until I see the news kind of dissipate. It'll be a very good time to start looking at 88 again. Remember, guys, there's so many other projects that already have smart contracts and stuff like that. That are working currently right now, and they're scalable. There's a lot of scalable, layer ones. The strategic advantage I think that Cardano has, and it kind of highlights it from Charles Hoskinson. The strategic advantage is very specific, guys. It's not really a short-term project. They continuously say over and over again, they're in it from the long haul. They're looking at the future, right? So for short term, they're going to get destroyed by other competition, not in price. I'm talking about in ecosystem development, right? In ecosystem development, there's so many other projects that are just way faster, right? At developing, they have these converters that are just more, they're more compatible with Ethereum virtual machine, and they're already launched. They've already launched, like literally for the past like 5 months, they've been working. So, Cardano's a little bit behind in that perspective when it comes to ecosystem development. But remember, Cardano's going to win over the long haul, I think, in my personal opinion, because of the decentralization element, because of the security first. They're not going to get hacked as much. It's going to be easier for user experience because of the way they handle transaction fees. So long haul, they're winners. So I am going to accumulate cheap Cardano, regardless of what the hype does. And you should too. Or this is not financial advice, but if you like Cardano, you should always invest in the long run for every project that you like. But that's it for this video, guys. Again, go on Twitter, Follow me on Twitter, vote so I can figure out what ecosystem we're going to dive into next. You know how I am. I'm in it for the gains. I'm in it to stack Satoshis. I'm not emotional. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to capitalize on this bull run. And then when there's the bear run, I'm going to capitalize on the next bull run. And it's not getting emotional. And it's understanding that innovation changes and the cryptocurrency market will change. Okay, the cryptocurrency market will change. I remember I got into, cryptocurrency buying Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Right now, it's like the same thing's happening. We're having other layer ones about to be Ethereum, and I'm getting with the times, and you should too. Do not be a maximalist. Look at every ecosystem, compare and contrast. Look at it from a logical perspective, not an emotional perspective, and do not get tribalism. Literally, there's tribalists in a decentralized world. It does not make sense. People are advocating for decentralization, but then there's tribalism all over the internet in the cryptocurrency industry. It does not make sense to me, guys. Think about that. Really think about that. And you shouldn't have tribalism in Cardano either, to be completely honest. That's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.